Hey, church. So, wanted to talk to you about Heritage Christian Academy and the fact that it is a ministry of Mercy Hill. What does that mean? What does it mean that Heritage is a ministry of Mercy Hill? Well, a couple things that means. First, it's, I guess, obvious that we're birthing the school. Like the vision for the school, the drive, the purpose. We get to make this happen together. So the vision starts here. Um, Mercy Hill, we're sharing our values with the school. Heritage is going to teach the values that we're seeking to walk out as men and women, as parents here at the church. So gospel values, right? The stuff that ought to be changing in our lives as the gospel makes an impact on us of living generously and humbly, loving God, loving others. So we're hoping those values inform what's happening at the school. Uh, we are informing the doctrine for the school. The school is going to teach our doctrine. It's going to be a Christ-centered education. Just like we want to be Christ-centered as a church, we want the education these kids to receive is to be Christ-centered as well, and distinctly reformed, which is there's not another reformed school at all close by to us. You almost need to go to Richmond or way up into Northern Virginia to find one. So reformed and complementarian. And I think these things are unique. They're value doctrines that we share as a church, and we want to see those in the school. It's also a ministry of Mercy Hill because we're supporting it as a church by reducing its costs. Like the school's going to meet here in the building, and so obviously that reduces its costs. The school has me as a headmaster, and the church pays my salary, and so that reduces its cost. It's a ministry of Mercy Hill because we're praying for it. I hope you're praying for it, that the Lord would establish this school and use it to impact many generations, if the Lord would be willing, for His glory. And finally, we get to serve it. We are we have opportunities to serve in the classroom, serve maybe helping with security or with the pickup line in the afternoon as the parents come to pick up the kids, or the drop-off line in the morning, or with administrative help, or with 1,000 different things. There are many ways that you can serve in the school. And I think Mercy Hill has a distinct privilege to be on the front lines of serving, especially as the school gets started. So that's what I mean by being a ministry of Mercy Hill. Now, what do I not mean? Because there's some things I want to say about that too. First of all, I don't mean that this school is only for Mercy Hill. Our vision is to build a reformed, classical Christian school that serves the community throughout Fredericksburg and Spotsylvania. And so it's not just for us. We get the front row seat in serving and making it happen. But we're seeking to build something that's going to really be a blessing to the Reformed community all around us. I also do not mean that tithe dollars are going to go to support tuition. That is not the plan at all. Heritage is going to be built to be self-sustaining. The entire cost of tuition will be borne either directly by the parents or through additional funding, not from the church, scholarships that the parents can take advantage of. So we are not going to be directly funding tuition. Also, we're not going to be always funding their headmaster. Heritage plans to gain the financial stability to pay for its own headmaster. And so as soon as possible, Heritage is actually going to begin paying a percentage of my salary back to the church to compensate the church for the time that I've been investing. So, 10% or something like that, Heritage will begin sending over to the church because it's good and right that Heritage make its own way and be able to afford its own headmaster, and increasing ways as the years go on. Now, we have the privilege of sharing our facility with Heritage. I hope that continues for a long time. I see a real synergy to a benefit to the church and to the school both, in keeping us at the same place. But for Heritage, part of becoming financially strong would be paying their own way, and so therefore we'd be paying some rent to Mercy Hill. And so as soon as possible, Heritage will begin paying rent for the use of the building, and that is a blessing. It's a blessing to Heritage because it needs to learn to stand on its own, and it'll be a blessing to the church as well because that's going to help us offset the costs of additional wear and tear, additional cleaning, additional electric costs, all those things that come. It's good and right that as soon as possible, Heritage start paying those costs. So that's what I mean by a ministry of Mercy Hill. And friends in Mercy Hill, would you be praying for this? This is our ministry. We do get to do this together. So please be praying. And please think about how you could serve. If you're like, man, I would love to come and serve in a classroom or do some administrative support or volunteer at the front desk one day a week, or many different opportunities, not all of which are clear yet, but be thinking about that and let me know, let Jess know what you might be interested in, and we're going to be continuing to put together the team that's going to make this happen. So grateful to God we get to do this together. Grace to all of you. Let's continue to pray that the Lord will use this.